Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome to another video. I am Usan Mpenyana, and this is Through the Windscreen. So for today, I have a very special car for you guys that I have been reviewing for the past couple of days, and that car is the Mercedes Benz SLK 55 AMG. So before I even start anything, please do like, share, and subscribe, and also just tell your friends and comment down below what you guys think of the car, as well as which car you guys want to see me review next. Without further ado, let's start the review.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, so as some of you may know, this is the last generation of the SLK range. Now, the latest version of this car is called the SLC, and this is the last purely bred AMG that Mercedes-Benz has ever made for this specific car. The SLC 43 AMG is no longer a purely bred AMG because it's a mass, it's made for mass production, yes, basically. So just to speak about the exterior of the car, I mean, as you guys can see the styling, this is a very menacing car with its lower bumper and very aggressive styling and looks of the car with the big Mercedes-Benz sign here. Such, if you didn't know, now you know it's Mercedes-Benz. Now moving on to the lights. Now these lights are what are categorized now as the high performance lights and not the intelligent light system, which is now a new thing in these new models. So, I mean, these lights move with you as you steer the car, they move with you, they corner with you, and so on and so forth. So they do what the intelligent light systems would have been categorized as, you know, before they were even established. And then now moving on, now these air vents, as you can see, it's fake, but it's fine. Big wheels. These are 19-inch alloy wheels. So these are big boys, and these are the AMG mags that you can get. But also, guys, with regards to this whole styling of the car, you can get this for maybe like an SLK 250 SLK 250 with an AMG sports package, or SLK 300, and so on and so forth, without even actually having to buy the SLK 55 AMG. Moving on to here. This is this is a sign for you to know that I have a V8. It is an AMG, and if you're trying to race me at the robots, don't even try me, to be honest. Moving on to the doors. So now, as you guys can see, the doors frameless, as you guys can see, which is, I mean, who doesn't love frameless windows? It's a beautiful thing to see too. We're gonna get into the interior a bit later on. Talking about the exterior now, I've spoken about the wheels, the back of the car now, as you guys can see. I really enjoyed the back of this car. I never actually hated it, and this is what I love the most. The quad pipes, these are real, as you guys can see. These are real quad pipes, bro. So it's really worth it. Some more badging on the back, SLK 55 AMG. Beautiful lights. So also checking out the boot. It's a pretty heavy boot, I will not lie to you. So you guys can see, here is where the roof is placed inside the car. And then you have this space underneath the car, which is reasonable. But if you have anything like a proper suitcase or anything underneath here, it will be difficult for you to take it out because of this part here. So you have to open the roof and close the roof again in order for you to lift this up and then take out your suitcase. So yeah, so it's quite a hassle, but it's a small thing. Small price to pay for such an amazing car. Without further ado, let's talk about the interior of the car. Okay guys, so I'm inside the SLK 55 AMG, and before we even start anything, I want to show you guys something cool about this car, which is usually available in most convertibles or most drop tops, let me just say it like that, which is an air scarf. This really helps a lot if you have the top down on like a pretty chilly-ish day. And I know people asking questions of like, why would you have a top down on a chilly day? Bro, if you have a drop top, you're gonna want to drop the top all the time. I know myself, I don't want to do that. So this scarf here, it blows nice warm air onto your neck so that you don't really feel the cold coming through from all the other points of entry. As well as another thing that I've discovered about this car is that I think it automatically switches on like the air conditioning if I have the top down, where it circulates warm air around the car, even though I've switched off the aircon. So it's a very cool thing about the car. It really shows that the car cares about you, actually. So another thing too is that this car, as you can see, is a two-seater. So a two-seater, right? A two-seater convertible is called a roadster. You understand? And then a convertible that has more than 2 seats, which usually has 4 seats in most cases, is called a convertible. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. All right. So an example of a convertible is an E-Class convertible, cabriolet or convertible. Yeah, it's a good example for a car. Roadster is this one, MX-5, Z4, i8, and so on and so forth, you know? Yeah, so gents, there's only space for one. So you must understand that you must choose right, ne? I'm talking about e-gang. But moving on, man. The roof of this car, the operation of the whole roof going off and on is about a 10-second, if not 12-second operation. So it doesn't take that long, but you cannot do that at high speeds. You have to come to a halt, right? The car has to be stationary in order for you to even operate the roof. And then you can only move up to about 10 k's per hour. That's like the max you can move at whilst it's still operating. So yeah, just rather stop and do that and not just drive. Anyway, alright, moving on to the steering wheel. So as you guys can see, this is a flat bottom and flat top steering wheel. It's quite chunky as compared to the modern cars nowadays, but it's not too chunky. It feels nice because, yeah, it's got like a nice race car type of feel, because even the sides are like slightly flattened. You have pedal shifts, so if you want to go into manual mode, and as you guys can see, yeah, it's a quick boy. But this car only ends at about 260 kilometers per hour. But if you want to get it all the way to 280, you have to cough up about 25,000 rand in order for you to even take off the limiter and so on and so forth. So yeah, just rather not. Okay, moving on to the lights. The lights operation, you guys can see this is for the fog lights, and then yeah, just keep it on auto. This is one thing I love about cars. Auto on and off lights, I really love them a lot because it just makes everything easier, you know. The electric park brake, which is nice steel aluminium with rubber studs on the pedals, so that's nice for maximum grip. Also, you have memory seats here, electric memory seats, which is a must, guys. If you can afford this option, please do add this option on your cars, because it makes it easier if you know that you're not the only person who's going to be driving your car, you understand? So it helps me in terms of in terms of running away from arguments with my mom, because she always shouts at me if I drive a car and then I forget to put the seat back into a setting. So this helps a lot, where you know that 1 is mine, 2 is my mom, and 3 is anyone else. You can see the lock and unlock button, and then yeah, this is a nice door handle. I really like this. This is pretty classy. It's also steel, so it's got a nice expensive feel to it. Electric windows, electric mirrors, and you have the Harman Kardon speakers. So this is a high quality speaker system in this car, where you also have the 3D sound system, where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can count on, obviously on the other side, not the same thing. And then moving on, this car, the nice thing about this car is that here are the other options. So it has heated seats, which I love a lot, and then also here's the controls for the air scarf, parking sensors off, the eco. This is very important for this car with this type of engine. Trust me, this will save you a lot of bucks. Traction control, empty space, which I have no problem with, and then the same controls. You have a navigation system with your infotainment system, navigation, you have the radio, CDs, you know, which is a good thing for people who still collect CDs. Air control system, so this is a dual climate zone. Yes, this car has dual climate zones. So this is for my side, that's for the passenger side. That's the nice thing about that, no arguments. And then I want to show you a very expensive piece, which is the watch. So this is a chronograph watch, and it's just by IWC. And if you know anything about watches, then you know how expensive that thing is. Armrest here, which also can store like a couple of things inside of. It's not that big, but it's fine. Another compartment here to store anything that you may need to store, you know. And the beautiful view of the back, where you have your sensors, your parking sensors. So if you're looking here in the rear view mirror, you're able to see your sensor. Like, your sensor should be there, yeah. And then you have sensors also here in the front. Yes, here are the buttons for the roof operation. So this, if you pull it up to take the roof off, and then you press it down to put the roof back on. And this is for the windows. This controls all the windows in the car, except for the small windows here at the back, which is weird. If I want to close it, I should be able to close it. And then also you have the AMG seats. I mean, even the mat is labeled AMG. The side sills, yes, are also marked with AMG. You have a nice, see, expandable pockets here on the side, which you cannot fit big bottles in or normal bottle in, but it's nice for like your nice essential stuff, like your hand sanitizer. You know, put hand sanitizer in there. Sanitize your hands. So here's the infotainment system where you can control this is for the telephone now. When you connect your phone, it makes it easier for you to make calls and so on and so forth. It's part of the navigation system, which is nice, as you guys can see. It's pretty good quality, man, you know, for a car of this age also. So you really get, you know, pretty good display in the car. Here's audio. Or audio, you can choose between radio, disc, memory, all these different options that you have here. So then also for your telephone, there's video. This one is nice for, let's say, if you're going with your child or anyone that may want to watch anything on the car. Option you have here is the system, right? So we can control the time for this, the chronograph watch, right? And then after that is the settings where you can change all these different settings that are here. And then also another thing you can do, which is pretty cool, is the command online. So now this is basically what you'd categorize as the Mercedes Benz user's experience, which is the MBUX, which is currently present in most, if not all, of the models in Mercedes Benz right now. So this is before its time. So that's the infotainment system. Also down here, it's got a cool thing that it does actually that I really enjoy. So which is this? Oh man, I love that. I really love that. So I can just shift through all the options here. So this is a multi-function steering wheel, as you guys can see. I have all these options that I can just telephone, and then your assistant, service, settings, you know, and there's AMG now, right? With AMG now, you're able to see your kilometers per hour, oil temperature, as well as the car's temperature, right? So that is the interior for you guys. So all in all, guys, the interior of this car is pretty suave, you know, and you have nice quality leather seats. There's a lot of leather in this car, nice soft materials. Also the dash material is quite kind of hardish, you know, but it's really nice and soft here, as you guys can see, right? So it really is, you know, every bang for your buck in terms of what you're gonna get in the interior of the car. This car is fully loaded, so you have everything that you may need from this car. Okay guys, so, you know, just to guarantee proper sound, not have the same situation that we had for the last video, I'm gonna have to put the roof up, you know what I'm saying, to not compromise the integrity of the sound. But if you guys want to see that happen, so see it happen.
Take a bit too long. Okay, no, we're done.
And that's about it. So now we're inside with the roof down. Let's drive this car, bro. So we're inside the Mercedes Benz SLK 55 AMG. So this car is a 5.5 liter V8, naturally aspirated V8. So now the thing is, here's the thing on this car, right? It's not, I mean, Mercedes-Benz claims that this car's fuel consumption is at 8.1 kilometers per 100 Ks. Now, you must understand this. That is for when you're traveling long distances. But when you're driving in town, I'm averaging about 14.8 liters per 100 Ks right now. So it's not the car to drive around in town, but the nice thing about it is that it has a pretty smart system. In that, well, this car has 3 systems, right? It has comfort, sport, and manual, right? So now I'm currently in comfort mode, where it deactivates 4 of the cylinders. So it deactivates half the amount of cylinders and only keeps the 4 to help with fuel economy, you know? So it's a pretty smart thing about the car, and I really enjoy it that much because it helps in terms of saving, you know, a bit more bucks when it comes to petrol and stuff like that. So also, let's talk about the car's comfortability. Yeah, the camera's gonna shake quite a lot, which also goes to show Ubana. This car is basically the platform. This car's on a sporty platform, so it's stiff. You know, it's quite stiff. So it's not the most comfortable of rides out there. You know, with it being a sports car. So yeah, if you're driving this car, if you want to own this car, it's a very nice weekend car to have. Honestly, it's a nice weekend car to have. Traveling long distances with the car. It's also, you know, it's decent. It's not even that hectic, to be honest. because you're able to, I don't know, it's a bit more comfortable. Obviously at higher speeds it's going to be a bit more comfortable to feel around, but when you're driving at normal speeds in town, bro, yeah, you feel every crack, every bump in the road, any points of unevenness. But all in all, man, it's not a horrible ride. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. So let's talk about the power. Whew, put this car in a sports mode, bro. Put this car in a sports mode and it will impress anyone that's a passenger in this car. I can put money on that. Sorry, also in terms of the lighting, if the lighting is bad at certain points, I'm sorry about that because of the black hardtop. But anyway, this car is a beast, my guy. If you want the like the proper full AMG experience, this is the car to buy at a very good price right now in the second-hand market. Brand new, this car is going for just under $1 million. So yeah, it's tricky, but it's fine though. It's a car with the money you get, as well as it being like a powerhouse, because it is such a small car. But you can see, like in the front, the nose is pretty long to accommodate this big V8 engine. So it's a small car with a big engine, bro. So if you say, let's go, it asks no questions. It does not give you any hassles. It will go, bro. Let me tell you that. It will go, oh my God. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this car, like now you can see, I've been smiling for quite a while. So this car just literally just puts a smile on your face, and it makes it hard for you not to fall in love with it, honestly. But my only issue with this car is, which is understandable because of the size of the engine, but it's the fuel economy in town, bro. Like, petrol is nothing to this car, honestly. If you're driving in town, it's nothing. So you need to be able to afford a full tank for this car easily, without even like checking the price, not even doing this or that, talking about this, just saying fill it up and just swiping. Don't even look at the price, don't care, right? But it is a car that one could own in terms of, yeah, as a young person you can own this car, but yeah, the most important thing is maintaining the car. That's the most important part that I want to emphasize a lot. If you can afford this car, not only the installment, but also other aspects like insurance, but the most important part, like I said before, is the petrol, guys. If you can afford that, then you'll be nice. Parts of this car obviously are expensive, but this car, brand new, is usually offered with like a 6-year, 120,000 kilometers warranty plan. So that's good, you know, and this car hasn't even hit 120,000 kilometers yet, so it's still good for that. Moving on, another nice thing about this car is that it has this eco mode that I had highlighted when I was talking about the interior of the car. So in the eco mode, the nice thing about this thing is that it has the start-stop function. So at least the car, with it being a car that has a big engine, pretty high fuel consumption, it makes an effort for you to save petrol, you know, and also save your money. So it's something that you can't really hate the car for. It really cares about you know. So that's a nice thing about it. So yeah, another thing, man, the seats of the car are comfortable. Like, it's comfortable. I don't really hate it. But yeah, another issue, yes, is the ride quality, guys. Because now it also affects this. Because yeah, I'll show you guys the setup that I have for my GoPro. Because yeah, and that'll explain also the reason for the previous video's sound quality when I was driving the car. But anyway, so the nice thing about this car, also driving it at night, is that with the dynamic lights, it does the cornering for you. So it really is easy driving this car at night. So this car has the Mercedes Benz 7G Tronic automatic transmission, which is just fine. It's really fine. I don't really mind it like that. It's fine, you know. It's just in between, not even in between. It is the transmissions that are the issues for me. It's like the whole thing of that kick in the back, you know. I understand the thing in terms of power, but I just make it a bit more smoother. And another thing about this is that when you're in manual mode, I like the fact that when you're in manual mode, and manual mode is nice because of the fact that I can control now when I change. And the response to the car is fairly quick. I can't really hate it for that. It's fairly quick. And another thing is that when you put this car into sports mode, it really holds the rev, so it holds the gear. So it literally up to like 7,000 RPMs, which is like the red line basically in this car. So yeah, when it's time to go, it does go. It's a car that attracts eyes, I won't lie. And do I hate it? I'm not a flashy guy, but I don't know, I don't mind. I don't mind. It's a confusion in people's faces when they see such a young guy driving this car, because everyone's like, and everyone just looks. Some people will be like, oh yeah, you know, the nice comments of like, hey, horsepower, performance, and stuff like that, which I really enjoy. But yeah, it also helps in terms of commanding respect when you pull up to certain places. You understand? And also, I mean, it's a nice car to have if you want to be intimate with your partner. I think my dad used to always tell us when we were young, because he's always wanted a 2-seater for the weekends. So one thing he's always told us is that once I buy a 2-seater and I pull it out of the garage, you guys must know that in itself is a big sign to you guys that you are not going anywhere. It's just me and my wife. So, you know, I'm used to that. I learned from that, so I'm also taking that same philosophy and principle and use it in my life too. Not to say that I have a wife. I do not have a wife. Let's relax on that. Still a young bro. But yeah, guys. All in all, guys, the drive quality of this car, I mean, just the driving experience of this car is sorry guys, just a quick rant. Indicate at a circle. It is not that hard, bro. Indicate at a circle. Honestly. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, I was saying, overall the car gives you the full AMG experience. You really just enjoy the car. You fall in love with this car, guys. It is guaranteed that you will fall in love with this car. It is now based on preference now, because this car is a rear wheel drive car. So it'll be on your preference if you like front wheel or rear wheel or something like that. But for me, I'm a rear wheel guy. Okay, I'm a rear. Sihua, my boy. Bundles. But anyway, I'm a rear wheel drive type of guy. I honestly wish I can tell you guys how amazing this car sounds, guys. Even at low revs, guys, that's the thing. Even at low revs, this car still gives you that burbling sound, that nice AMG 4-pipe burbling sound, bro, that I really love. So I really enjoy that about this car, guys. Woo! The whole time, like, it makes it hard for you to want to drive like economically and drive, you know, slow and stuff like that, because this car is just amazing. Guys, I love this thing. I truly love this thing, guys. If I had the money to buy this car, I would buy it. Like, what's my verdict on this car? Man, if you've got the money, just go ahead and buy the car, bro. This is the ultimate driving pleasure, and it is every bang for your buck. So if you've got the money, go ahead and buy this car, bro. It'll be worth every single penny. Alright then, thanks for watching the whole video, guys. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and see you next video. Alright, shout out.
Yep. I'm like, please, I don't wanna see myself beg, oh please. Only see them W's, holding out my G's. You know about this life and we